Go on.
Yeah, whatever.
Second date update.
That guy's a cheater. I'm just manifesting.
Ooh, it's Confession Wednesday.
Tell us your secrets.
It's the John and Chantel Radio Podcast.
It's a podcast?
It's a podcast.
Oh.
John and Chantel's Radio Podcast.
It is Monday. Good morning to you. John and Chantel, a Manifest Monday.
Yes, it is. Good morning.
Trying to lift you up. So text us whenever today. Send us an open mic. Be a part of the show and let us know your goal for the day, the week, the month, the year, blue skies. The sun's like already completely out.
I know. When I woke up this morning, it was very weird.
Yeah.
Like, as I was getting dressed and everything, I'm like, am I running late? Like, what is happening with the sun?
I know. When I walked in, I was like, oh, wait. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we do an afternoon show now? What's happening around here?
My dreams.
There's another list going around of things that people secretly judge others for doing. And here are some of my favorites.
Okay.
Vague posting on social media. If you don't know what that is, it's where you post something like a hospital wristband, but then you don't explain it at all.
Yeah, it's like, come on.
And you just write like, oh, it's been a crazy weekend. It's like...
And it's like, what happened?
Right, and then everyone's
it's like thirst trapping.
Yes.
Yeah.
For people who can't thirst trap.
Right.
Because maybe you're already in a relationship, or it's
or it doesn't work for you.
Yes.
Yes.
And so that's what you do instead. Another thing we secretly judge, giving a sentimental gift to someone and then recording their emotional response.
Yeah.
You know, it is true. Like, why are you recording this unless you want to then post it on social media?
Uh-huh.
And then doesn't that take away from the whole...
Nah, I'm fine with it.
It's because it's something you would do.
Yep.
It's trashy.
Fine. Fine. Fine.
Not washing your hands in a public restroom? Yeah.
Well, of course. I think we openly judge for that.
I will tell you, when I go into our restroom here, the amount of coworkers who don't, even though like someone else is in there, can't you give me a fake turn on the water?
Yeah.
Like,
just at least, run your hand under there.
Yeah, do something.
It's so funny.
Don't just like walk out. Anyone using corporate jargon in a casual setting? I don't think you and I know enough corporate jargon.
I don't know any. I don't even know what corporate jargon would be.
Chantel and I say, let's put a pin in it sometimes. Is that
I think that's our corporate jargon.
Is that our...
Yeah, sure.
We don't ever use the word synergy in our life.
No.
Nothing like that. People who cry in front of a camera and post it on social media?
Yeah, it's hard. Because I understand we live in a day where it's like on social media, people are trying to be more open and more real and share their feelings.
Yeah.
But then also to me, I go, I don't know that I would think to prop a camera up and record myself having a breakdown. And maybe I'm okay with people looking at the camera and speaking and then crying. It's like, okay, I get that. But it's like the people who will prop the phone up and then run a little bit away so they can self-record them, like sitting on their hands and knees while crying. It's like, what are you doing?
People who cut in line. Lagoon has like line monitors these days.
Really?
They'll kick you. They have signs everywhere saying that you can't save spots and they'll kick you out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, because people will be like, oh, I'll get in line on this ride and then come join me.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, but that ruins it for everyone else who waited in line the whole time.
Yeah, but they were waiting for their group.
But if you're standing in front of me and I'm with my family, and we're waiting the hour for the ride.
Right.
And then you have your 5 friends come along. Now I have to wait even longer. Like, what gives you the right?
Well, because you go, hey, I'm a line saver. Maybe you should wear a shirt.
What we're learning is that we secretly judge Chantel constantly.
All the time.
All the time. Oh, this is a big one. Not cleaning up after your dog.
Yeah. That's the worst. I think we openly judge for that, though.
That's true. That's not a secretly judge.
I don't think there's any secret about that.
A lot of people will say something.
Right. If somebody sees somebody's dog pooping,
yeah,
and they don't pick it up, a comment will be made.
Oh, constantly. All right, let's do a quote. Let's kick off this Monday show. Nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I'm possible.
Wow. Okay.
I think that's really clever.
That is clever.
Audrey Hepburn. That's who said that.
Let's do it. Let's talk what's trending. biggest news to break over the weekend, maybe just in my world, but I feel like everyone should care about this. Kourtney Kardashian just announced she's pregnant during a Blink-182 show on Friday. I think this is one of the most creative celebrity baby announcements I've ever seen.
So how did they do it?
So she's in the crowd, and she holds up a sign, like a poster board, for Travis that read, "Travis, I'm pregnant."
While he's doing his concert?
While he's in the middle of the concert.
That's
so,
cool.
Do you have any audio from the show?
So that's what this would be. This was the audio of the live show when the band points it out to Travis.
Oh, it's so cute. I love it. I was like, that is so creative, so cool. And then it kind of got ruined for me when, a day later, Kourtney posts a bump photo, and I'm like, oh, so, Travis knew this was just for the fans, which is great.
Yeah.
It's great that it's for the fans. It was an announcement to all of us, and it's very creative, but it would have been even more fun had he really not known.
If it was, a true surprise.
Right.
Yeah.
But, again, I don't think you're not going to announce your pregnancy to the public until you've hit a certain amount of weeks.
Right.
And then at that point, he's going to know.
Yeah.
So I get it, but it would have just been that much better had he not known. The Grammys created a new rule that only humans are eligible for awards, not AI, artificial intelligence. Songs can still have AI elements, but the creator has to be human. I love this.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Here's something we would have never had to talk about until recently.
I know. A rule you did not think would need to be made.
But some of these AI songs that they're doing are incredible.
Yeah.
And so it could make sense that we might one day on the station be playing an AI-generated song. I don't know.
Yeah. That'd be so interesting.
But that computer system doesn't deserve the Grammy.
Right.
We celebrate humans.
Right, but then maybe the creator of the AI computer would be like, really? I did work here.
You wrote the code for the computer to figure out. I know.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I think you just have to make it, draw a rule somewhere, and then that it is what it is. Over the weekend, we had a few movies released, like Elemental, and it took in roughly $30 million at the U.S. and Canadian box offices over the weekend, so they are considering this a flop. It is the second lowest debut in the history of Pixar.
What do you? This one question too many. Do you happen to know
what the lowest one? You know what?
Yeah.
I didn't look that up, but I can look it up.
That's fair.
Elemental is basically a story of overcoming outward differences. It added $15 million overseas, giving it a total of $45 million. But that is just not enough for Pixar, you know?
We were talking about this on Friday because you thought it looked good. I thought it looked like a kind of a remake of either Zootopia or Inside Out.
Right. It's gonna end up on Disney Plus before.
Disney keeps having flops though when it comes to
their
cartoons.
Yeah, they're not doing well.
If you saw Elemental, will you let us know? Is it good?
I know, because I'll watch it when it comes to Disney Plus.
Oh yeah.
Another movie out this weekend was The Flash, the latest DC superhero movie from Warner Brothers.
And
also underwhelmed at the box office. It topped the domestic charts with $55.1 million, so better than Elemental, but it had a low end score in the pre-weekend forecast as well.
And this was something that was supposed to save kind of DC's superhero world. You know, they've tried to always do what Marvel did, and they just can't seem to get it.
It did not do it.
Yeah.
It did not, and that's what's trending.
What up, Jay?
What's up? How you doing?
We're good. What can we do for you?
So, listen, my wife and I, Lorraine, have been together now for we've been together for 8 years. We just got married, right? So, we just bought our first house together. Things are going really smoothly, and we're setting up the bedroom. We're moving everything in, putting everything in closets, right? And then I put her underwear in the same drawer as mine, right? Okay. And she's like, what are you doing? I'm putting the underwear away. I'm putting it in the underwear drawer.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh no. She's like, oh no. She's like, my underwear does not go in the same drawer as your underwear. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, no. She's like, I mean, it's very funny, but she's like, my underwear is way more fancy than your underwear is. She's like, it deserves its own drawer. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is, it's not like it's not like it's dirty underwear. It's not like it's,
right.
they're all clean. They're all, She's like, well, yeah, okay. So I grew up, in my household,
right.
That's how I grew up. It was just the underwear drawer, right?
Right.
I mean, it's all separated, but no, she said no, absolutely not. She's like, she grew up in a house where, especially if it's girls and boys, the girls' underwear goes in one drawer and the guys' underwear goes in another.
You know what's interesting though, Jay?
There it is.
Like, I had not this exact debate, but very similar when it came to socks and underwear in the same drawer. Do you do socks and underwear?
Socks and underwear are in the same drawer.
Right? They just go together in the same thing.
It's the unmentionables drawer. Just all of it up there.
I don't do socks and underwear in the same drawer.
Really?
Wait a minute.
Oh, wait,
Jay,
wait.
Hold on. You don't do socks and underwear in the same drawer? My wife is the same as you.
No, but I have a little bit of a sock fetish, right? I mean, I must have like 150 pairs of socks. So there's just no room for everybody else. Socks are my thing.
To me, they both can be shoved in the same area.
You can do socks and underwear in the same drawer, but you cannot do mixed partners.
I want to do this. Let's do this as our hot topic today, because Jay cracked me up. Socks and underwear, do you put them in the same drawer, or do you split your socks and underwear up into separate drawers?
Okay.
Like Jay.
No,
because my wife and I had a very similar argument, not with underwear and underwear, but about socks and underwear when we first moved in together.
Really?
Yes. So let's do that. Let's post it on Instagram. Jay, good luck. I hope this is only the biggest squabble you have as you move in together.
I know, right?
It's there. But let's do that. Do you put your underwear and socks in the same drawer or separate drawers when you're setting up the house? Okay. We just started the hot topic for the day of, do you put your underwear in the same drawer as your socks or not? I got a few texts from our phone call. Socks and underwear go in the same drawer. Who's so fancy that they have to have separate drawers?
That's what I'm saying.
Another text. My top drawer is for socks only. The second drawer is for my underwear and white t-shirts. Interesting. I might go white t-shirts and socks and then give my underwear their own drawer.
I know.
If I had to do it that way.
If I'm going to separate.
Go to Instagram. Be a part of the poll. At Mix1051 Utah. That's our Instagram handle. So this weekend we were going through some of the stuff in our basement.
Yeah.
And I found these bags of 4th of July decorations that Jen has. Every year we throw a big 4th of July party for the whole family. I don't know what year these were purchased, and neither does she, so it couldn't have been last year. But they've never been open. I'm talking like bags of like streamers and like a backdrop, that you put up, and like special cups and like what. Why have we never used this?
Right, like party supplies.
She goes, I probably bought it 6 months before because it was on sale, put it down in the basement, and we forgot about it. So here's my question.
Yep. I feel like I'm about to be attacked.
No, I don't. What did you buy
okay.
and never use? That's my question.
Okay, I thought you were going to say, who stores
no,
disposable party supplies? I have boxes on boxes of disposable party supplies.
Yeah. It's not my bag, but I know you guys do it.
It's just cheaper to buy stuff throughout the year than to buy it all at one time.
Yeah, we have totes for each holiday.
Yes.
But what did you buy and never use? Was it a membership somewhere? Was it equipment for your house? Were they rollerblades?
I've gotten like musical instruments.
Yeah.
That I'm like, ooh, I'm going to buy this banjo because I'm going to learn how to play it.
That's right. You did buy a banjo to learn to play.
And I never learned how to play it. So then I was like, okay, I'm going to learn how to play a banjotar, which is like the sound of a banjo, but you play it similar to a guitar.
Okay.
Still never learned.
No.
Then I was like, okay, fine. I'm going to play the mandolin.
Yes, the mandolin.
I've bought 2 mandolins and still never learned how to play it.
But let me tell you, the instruments look great in the house.
I have now actually sold them all, other than my guitar. But yeah, like I was on this kick where I was like, I'm going to learn how to play all these instruments as an adult.
Never happened.
No.
Tell me about it.
I know.
I've got my guitar sitting in the corner.
Yeah, how's it going?
One day, Chantel,
I know.
I'm going to be a musical prodigy.
Yeah.
I don't know if at my age they could call me a prodigy.
No, I don't think so.
This text says, what did I buy that was never used? Most of the stuff that my wife buys from online.
What? I'm really good about online shopping and like purposefully, like online shopping with a purpose. I don't just spend.
This text says camping gear. Yeah, I get it. I've known myself well enough to know that I'll never camp to purchase the gear. We have sleeping bags and a tent. And even that, I feel like sometimes is too much.
I have one of those Costco, like, black bins with the yellow lid.
Yes.
Of camping stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, huh. That's just a lot.
This?
I know. But, like, sleeping bags take up so much space.
I know.
So I stuff them in there.
A gym membership. Yeah.
You know, my SLC CrossFit membership is the first gym membership I have actually used.
You just paid for it before and never went.
Yeah, I would always, like, Vasa.
Yeah.
What's $10 a month?
Skis. You know, that's becoming me. I used to use my snowboard, but I don't think I've been up in 3 years.
I use my snowboard twice a year, once or twice a year. And it is so annoying to me that the rest of the year it's in my house. Like, it's to the point where I'm like, I wish I didn't have to store this,
just rent
but
it.
I also don't want to rent.
Right. What did you buy and you never used? A sewing machine.
Oh, sad. I use mine.
I wonder if that's like musical instruments. Like you're like, oh, I'm going to learn how to sew.
Right. I
And
bought
then
a
you
friend
never
a
do.
sewing machine.
Yeah.
Gifted it to them. Mm-hmm. It's at my house. It's been at my house for like 3 years. I moved it from my Harriman house to my Bluffdale house for them.
A pinball machine. I bought it for the kids. They played with it for the first weekend and have not touched it since.
No, those are expensive.
Yeah, we have like one of those video game things. You know, those mini video arcade game?
Yep.
That the kids got for Christmas one year from like their grandparents. They
Cool-
played with it
cool
for
for a weekend.
Yes.
I know.
And they never play with that sucker. Just sits down in a corner. I'm like, what a waste.
Yeah.
This text says an Oculus. It's the video game system.
Oh, yeah.
A pressure cooker. We use ours. There's all these things in our kitchen, though. We've talked about that before, like, you know, like the KitchenAid mixer. I don't even know, like, what's the purpose of that?
It was meant to be a decoration on my counter, but instead I got the industrial sized one as if I was going to be making cookies for the ward.
A label maker.
I use my label maker all the time.
John, what are you talking about? Didn't you buy a Bowflex you never used? How dare you? I used that Bowflex. That Bowflex was something that I was active with for at least a month or two.
Okay. Or your hydro rower.
My hydro.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's sitting in a corner. I don't have room for it.
You're out of control.
I'm with Chantel on gym memberships. I've been paying for Planet Fitness for 3 years. Have walked through the door once.
Right. It's for me. It was like if I just do a regular gym, the one of those $10 months.
Yeah, you don't go.
I never go because I never think about it. But when I have signed up, this is the first time I've signed up for like a club gym.
Yeah.
Where it's a little more expensive. I'm going as much as I can.
Well, when you pay that kind of price, you
Because you're
got
like, okay, I can't.
Yeah.
This isn't $10 a month. This is
No.
like $10 a class, you know? All right, so when we go to restaurants, people have some like odd and weird requests.
Yeah.
But on Reddit, servers were like putting out the weirdest requests they've gotten from customers. Some of these are so crazy, but it's not that I don't believe them.
Mm-hmm.
Like a couple asked a waiter to leave their empty plates. They didn't want to bust because the guy wanted to lick them clean first.
Ew.
And then he did. Like it wasn't
No.
a joke.
Ew.
Yeah. A woman sent her grilled chicken salad back because it was cold. So they cooked more chicken, sent it back out again. Because the salad, they cooked her more chicken.
Uh-huh.
And then she sent it back again because she said, no, the salad itself is still cold.
Well, yeah, it's a
she
salad.
wanted them to microwave the lettuce.
Ew. What is
Disgusting.
wrong with people?
A guy couldn't have anything that had been like ground up. So he wanted them to things couldn't be ground up. Like he needed it all to be like chopped into tiny little
You wanted
pieces.
it diced instead of grounded?
Like everything.
Because I feel like if you're going to be that picky of an eater, maybe don't go out.
Right?
You know?
A server at Chili's was asked by two Chili's superfans to do their gender reveal.
Well, I
Fun.
like that.
I think
fun.
that's cute.
Yeah.
Oh, I literally had a friend at a restaurant. She didn't ask the waiter this, but it definitely came up in conversation. She wanted bone-in wings, but this person asked the chef if they could then remove the bones for her, like go ahead and shred it for her.
Do all the work.
Right. My friend ordered a bone-in, like chicken thigh.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, but I wish I could just say, hey, can you take the bone out? Because like bone-in does taste different
Yes. Oh, yeah.
than boneless.
Yes.
But it's like at a fancy restaurant, you don't want to be like gnawing
I
on
know.
wings.
I know. And I do love bone-in chicken wings way more than boneless.
Right. But
I'm not
sometimes
gonna-
I wish they would shred it from the bone for me.
I'm not going to ask the chef, though.
I don't think that's a weird request because I think we all think it.
Because that poor person back there, that would take such a long time.
Yeah. Okay, a guy ordered a BLT with no bacon or tomato, just wanted lettuce.
Sometimes Liam likes BLTs.
Yeah.
But sometimes if they don't have it, but they do bacon on the side, I'll order a vegetarian sub with bacon.
Oh, funny.
And I always get a weird look.
Oh, my God.
But it's just a BLT.
That is so funny. A guy at a Japanese restaurant asked for low sodium soy sauce, then poured it in his Pepsi.
Ew.
I'm disgusted. That's so gross.
Well, people do peanuts in Pepsi.
Getting ghosted? Stood up? Blocked again? Let John and Chantel help with their 7:30 second date update.
Going to Eden to help out Melissa this morning. Hi, Melissa.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We're good. Tell us what's happening with Brian.
Well, so 3 weeks ago, I was at my friend's surprise 30th, and
fun.
I met this guy, Brian. I hadn't met him before. He was the neighbor of the birthday girl, and I don't know. We hit it off. I gave him my number, and he gave me his, but I haven't called him because I'm waiting for him to call me, like he said he would. But it's been 3 weeks.
I just want to make sure I understand. So there wasn't an actual...
You haven't gone on the date yet.
It was just the hanging out at this party?
Right.
Okay. And the birthday party was for a friend of yours, a friend of mutual, a coworker?
Well, my friend and his neighbor.
Okay.
Got it. Okay.
Got it. Basic birthday party? Was it like a theme birthday party? Did you have to dress in a weird costume?
It was a surprise 30th.
Oh, okay.
It was her surprise 30th, and it was at her house.
Was there any,
that-
sneaking off to another room during this party, or it,
Oh no,
No.
Okay.
nothing like that.
Okay.
We were just talking a lot on the couch and stuff.
So besides that, though, nothing else really happened on the date outside of this big
No.
surprise. Okay. All right. Well, then let's just do what we do. We'll play a song, we'll get some numbers, and we'll call up Brian and try to find some answers for you.
Okay, sounds good.
It's John and Chantel doing your second date update. It's really a first date update, if we're being honest with ourselves.
It's like a first impressions update.
Yeah, Melissa and
haven't even been on a date
Brian,
yet.
they met at a surprise birthday party for a friend, and they were talking just throughout the party, beforehand and afterwards, and then they exchanged numbers, but since then, there's never been an actual date. It's been 3 weeks also. But, Melissa's just wondering why she hasn't heard back from Brian. So, Melissa, we're going to call up Brian. Just listen in, and let's see what happens, okay?
Will do.
Hello.
Hey, is this Brian?
Yep, this is Brian. Sorry, who's this?
Yeah, Brian, my name is John. Chantel's here as well. The two of us, we do a morning radio show together here in Salt Lake on Mix 105.1. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
All right, cool, man. You okay with being on the radio?
I guess so.
Okay,
Yeah,
awesome.
sure.
We won't take up a lot of time. It's just that our show does something called the Second Date Update, and we follow up on dates that went well, and we're just waiting to hear what happens for the next time. In fact, do you happen to remember meeting Melissa?
Yep, I do.
And
Yeah.
It's my understanding, actually, you were supposed to have a date, and you didn't even have this date.
Yeah, that's right. I changed my mind, pretty much.
Why is that?
She's a lot. She's a little too much for me to handle.
Oh, I'm sorry. What does that mean?
Well, she told you how we met, right?
Yeah, friend's birthday party.
So, yeah, everything was going great, and we hung out a bunch before the party really got going. But
when the birthday girl arrived, who's also my neighbor, you know, you just kind of yell surprise, and that's it. People kind of go back to the party. But,
Right.
Not her, no.
What happened?
Yeah, she basically, she just kept, you know, she yelled surprise at, like, you know, 10 times higher than the rest of us, and she ran over to the birthday girl and kind of like rushed her and jumping and throwing confetti and just like screaming like, you know, this is some contestant on a TV show, and it was pretty embarrassing. You know, everyone kind of stopped, and she was still going, you know, a mile a minute, yeah, I don't know, it was super awkward.
You know, I feel like we all have a friend like that.
Yeah. So everyone
I feel
else,
like I am that friend.
As I heard this, I went, "Oh, this is Chantel at every party we go, every event we go to."
I feel
Everyone else is a 6, and she comes in at a 13
every time.
So, Brian, Melissa's actually on the line. Do you mind if we just pick up and you can say hi to her?
I mean, I'd rather not, but she's on the line.
Yeah, I mean, she just really wants to hear from you so we can kind of, you know, get some closure on this whole thing. Hey, Melissa.
Surprise!
Melissa. Yeah, we might not have, you know, given it our all for the surprise, but you came in like 500%, and I don't know.
That's seriously why you haven't I thought you were joking or just trying to dodge the question. That's really why you haven't called?
Yeah, it was just a lot.
We can work through that. As her friend, I wanted to make her feel special, and I made sure she knew the surprise was for her.
So, Melissa, you're just saying, like, you felt like the celebration wasn't big enough, and you wanted to make sure, since it was this birthday party for your friend, that you wanted to make it huge. You wanted to celebrate it.
I will say that, like, for me, if I'm in a room and everybody's level is like a 5, but it's an opportunity where we're supposed to be at a 10, I'll do a 15.
You'll try
just
to
to make
balance
up
it out.
that extra 5 for everyone else.
That sounds like how Melissa is.
So I get it.
Yeah. Okay, well, let me ask you this. We do another date. This time there's no surprise birthday. There's no yelling of any kind. It's just a basic dinner date. We pay for the whole thing. Both of you can show up not at a 10 or a 5, but at a 7. We'll meet halfway.
Yeah, sure.
Is this something... I mean, Melissa, now that you've heard Brian's reason for not calling you back, are you interested in another date?
Well, yeah, I'd like to show him that I'm not always like that.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I can control myself.
Right. Brian, I mean, so, you know, Melissa was just trying to balance out the party. Is this something we're interested in, or are you feeling like you guys are just too different of people?
You know, like, now that I've had kind of some understanding, footnotes about what her intentions were, and she was kind of right, you know, it was kind of a lame surprise. So, it was, yeah, I'm definitely kind of changing that in my head, and I get together for sure.
Yeah? All right, then. Well,
Yeah.
good. It's Manifest Monday, Chantel.
If you've got a goal or something that you just need help having good vibes, good energy sent your way, we want to just speak it out, and we're going to start manifesting with you.
844-649-1051. That's the text number. If you want to text us, you can call us as well. Also, if you want to give us an update on what your goals have been, we'd love to hear about them. Like, did it work? Did you get that job?
Yeah.
You know, did you succeed at whatever you were trying for? What are you doing this week? What's your goal?
I've got a busy week.
Yeah.
And I actually have a lot of things I need to ship. Random things. I got returns I need to ship. I got work stuff I need to ship. I've got just all sorts of stuff. Like, I got a big day at UPS ahead of me. And my goal, I'm manifesting, please, that I can get everything shipped by tomorrow. So instead of waiting until Friday. So, like, I'm trying to get it all done at the beginning of the week.
I like that.
Because normally I ship on Fridays. I'm manifesting that I can get everything shipped on a Tuesday.
Trying something new.
My
goal is for my kids to. So last week they started a summer project.
Yes.
Called Monster Defense Spray. And if you follow me on social media or Chantel, you've seen it because Chantel.
How's it going?
Good. We sold a few this weekend, so that was good.
Okay, good.
Need to sell some more so, you know, Dad can break even.
I noticed their Instagram following doubled.
Yes, it did.
So I was like, okay, we've got movement.
Mm-hmm. So my kids came up with a room spray for children's, like small children, that smells like lavender or blueberry.
It's so cute. Like, they brought it over to my kids, and they love it. It's just
It's fun.
I love that your kids are being creative and doing something,
They're like,
rather than just sitting at home this summer.
no, in fact, we were shipping out orders yesterday.
Do they feel so cool?
Yeah, like they're in it.
Good.
Jen made them an Excel sheet.
Yes, she did.
Of course she did.
They love that.
So they actually have to type in, like, who bought it and where so we can keep track of.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if they want to run a business, they got to run a business.
Right.
We're not doing this halfway.
No way.
Yeah, so I'm just hoping it goes well and they keep their excitement.
Keep the momentum.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, there's always like the lull after a launch.
Yes.
And then...
Right, that's my fear.
I know.
So what's your goal? What are you up to today or this week, this month, this year? Or catch us up. Like, what has been going on in your life? It's Manifest Monday. I got some updates for us.
Ooh.
It says Manifest Update. I have officially reached 55 pounds, half of the 110 pounds that I'm aiming to lose. Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's 55 pounds.
Awesome.
Good on you. This text says, Happy Manifest Monday. I have an update for you guys. I've been working hard and manifesting for a long time that I would get into nursing school. I'm happy to announce that I have been accepted and I get to start in August.
Yay!
It has been my dream to be a nurse for as long as I can remember, and I'm excited to continue to work toward my dream. Love you guys. That's Allie in West Jordan. Allie, congratulations.
That's so awesome.
Wow. Keep us posted as you go through school. This text says, we just opened a new Arctic Circle in Harriman. Kitty corner to redemption. Oh, I know exactly where that is.
Okay, yeah.
I'm manifesting that we can get some business this week. It was a rough start last week. All right. Listen, if you're in that area.
Whoa, okay.
Head on out. Go see our friends at that Arctic Circle.
Arctic Circle, right there. It's by Redemption off Mountain View Corridor. Yes, Mountain View Corridor.
Right, it's on that one side. And then Redemption's right down there. I can picture it in my head.
Yes, I'm going to go take my kids up and get some milkshakes.
Manifest Monday. Oh, this one says, my husband and I have been living out of state for the last 18 months. We come back in October, and I'm starting to put my resume back in the Utah world. Here's me hoping that I can nail down a job before we come back.
Yes.
You know, it's cool. You're streaming us right now.
I know.
That's kind of fun.
Thank you.
What's your goal? Call or text us. This text says, I want to manifest something for my best friend. Her and her husband have a demolition derby nonprofit for high school students. Really? And they have a derby in August. I want them to absolutely kill it, have an amazing attendance, and help fund their program even further next year.
Well, when is it? Where is it?
I know we need more than that.
Yeah, let us
That's
know.
all we got.
I'd love to take my kids.
Never heard of a demolition derby nonprofit for high school students.
I think it sounds very cool.
Yeah. I need to know more information. Manifest Monday. I've been trying to get a new job for a few months now. I'm really unhappy where I'm at. I need a change of pace. The job market isn't great, so interviews have been scarce. I finally had one last week that I feel really good about. Please manifest that I get this job. You got it. Keep us posted as well. I know, I've heard that. You know, it's funny, a few weeks ago or months ago when we were doing Manifest Monday, it was people like, I just got a new job, or I moved 3 times, and it's all this stuff, and now all of a sudden it's like, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
This text says, I manifest that I will get the job transferred down to St. George. My wife and I have dreamt of living down there for 10 years that we've been married. The only stipulation was that we had to wait for my company to finally move down there. Now there's an opening, and I've applied for it. St. George in the last 5 years.
It is boom.
Yeah, they have these planned communities that I've seen down there now.
The planned communities down there look so fun.
Right?
I have so many friends buying second homes down there. And I'm like, just wish I was in a place.
I'm like, how do I have friends buying second homes? I'm barely can afford my first home.
Right.
And I know these planned communities, they look good. Manifesting I can get through the next 5 years of pregnancy. My due date is mid-July, and I'm ready to be done.
Did you say 5 years of pregnancy?
5 weeks.
Like
5 years.
I was like, oh gosh.
It's like an elephant. It's like 17 months or something.
That's why I was like so confused.
When did you, when you were pregnant, kind of be like, I'm done? Like, was it towards the end? Was it?
I had really easy pregnancies, no complications, no morning sickness.
Yeah.
It was, definitely towards the end, because then that's when your back really starts hurting.
It says, hi, good morning. This is Jamie. What up, Jamie? I'm manifesting to get some answers I need to move forward with a new baking business. Yeah. We got some entrepreneurs going on.
Yeah, we do. I love it.
That's the thing about Utah. I was hosting this event on Saturday. There's nothing but entrepreneurs who are there. I'm like, only here in Utah could you fill this room
with all these entrepreneurs.
Yes, who have brilliant ideas and who are going to just do it.
Right.
I mean, think of all these businesses in Utah County that have been sold for billions of dollars.
We're doing it here.
Yeah, we really are.
Let's do it. Let's talk what's trending. Okay, so over the weekend, BB Rexa was doing a show and was hit in the face with a cell phone. Somebody threw a cell phone at her, like at full speed, knocks her in the face. But here's a news footage of it all happening.
Singer BB Rexa was playing a sold-out concert to a hometown crowd last night here in New York City when the incident happened. As Rexa made her way down the stage, a concertgoer threw a cell phone from the audience, hitting her in the face. You can see in the video Rexa falling to her knees, crew members rushing in to help. She was escorted off the stage, her mother reportedly saying she had to get stitches.
She got tagged hard. Dang.
Like, my kids throw stuff at me in the face constantly.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine getting something thrown in the face by an adult. Like, it hurts.
That looks like a hit right somewhere between like the nose and the teeth. Like right, I don't know.
Oh.
You know, like,
yeah, no. Oh.
They arrested the person who threw the
Yeah, he got charges pressed, right?
Yeah.
Good, rightfully so. So today's Juneteenth. If you're looking for ways to celebrate today, Salt Lake is having a Juneteenth celebration and Black-owned business expo today at the Gateway. It's going on tomorrow from 10 to 10.
Okay.
I think maybe today and tomorrow. And then there's the Juneteenth Summit, Wave of Freedom at the University of Utah. And there's going to be presentations and panels. It's on June 20th from 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. up at the University of Utah.
So they're pushing all of the Juneteenth celebrations to tomorrow?
That's what it's saying. It's that they're tomorrow.
Is that because it's a holiday today?
I think because...
That's weird.
I think today's the holiday, but yeah, they're celebrating. The celebrations actually started like last weekend, and they're going on through this week. So,
Weird.
Yeah. And then Pixar had movies out over the weekend. You had Elemental, it's their new movie. They were hoping for it to be an amazing success, but it was a huge flop. It was the second lowest debut in the history of Pixar. It only had $30 million. Worldwide, it was only $45 million. And then DC also had a flop with The Flash this weekend.
So Elemental, you said was the second. Onward was the biggest flop. Onward kind of has an excuse, though. Onward came out the moment the pandemic shut down.
Oh, you're right.
So,
Onward came out the month of the pandemic.
Right. So I give Onward like a pass. I also think it's so beautiful and brilliant.
I love Onward.
Yeah. But they're wondering, is the problem because the last 4 Pixar movies Disney has put up on streaming? Turning Red,
right.
Soul, and I can't remember.
That people are just expecting it.
Right, so they're like, well, why am I going to go pay for it in the
when I
movie
know
theater?
I can stream it in a month?
Right, because
I know that's how I think.
And those movies have done really well for Disney Plus and their streaming numbers. So do you change the business model? Do you not judge Elemental the same way you judge a normal movie because it's going to go on Disney Plus anyway? These are things people are talking about this morning.
Or with streaming, in order to get people back in the theaters, is it like, oh, we'll release Elemental and then it doesn't go on Disney Plus for a year?
Right.
Like there has to be some sort of like reason for me to go to the theater, because I'm not taking 2 toddlers to a movie theater so that they can run around and spend money and, all of the things, not even watch the show.
Right.
When I know in a month we can just watch it in the comfort of our own home over 3 days.
So is that what's hurting the movie? Or is it I personally just didn't think it looked good.
Yeah.
It just didn't make me go like, oh, I need to go out and take the kids
to that. It definitely wasn't, I don't know, The Little Mermaid.
Right.
Where it was like, oh, I've got to see it.
All this buzz about it. And then the DC one with Flash, that was supposed to kind of restart the DC universe. And,
no, it
that
did not.
happen.
It only made $55 million.
Yikes.
I know. And that's what's trending.
Morning, Jenna.
Hi.
Hi, what up?
Well, I just wanted to reach out to you regarding something I found on my husband's laptop.
Okay, what's going on?
I promise I wasn't snooping. I wasn't.
I was like, I say this with much hesitation.
But so I frequently use it, and the other day I grabbed it to print something from my email, and I noticed he had Chat GPT open, which I wouldn't have even known what that was had I not listened to your show.
Yeah, I'm all about Chat
Right,
GPT.
I know. I don't. If it wasn't for John, I wouldn't know either.
Yeah, I was just like, thank you.
So wait, I got to know, what did you find?
he had like played around with Chat GPT and GPT. I would do that.
Right.
And he had like had the AI generate these stories, and they were like kind of these like graphic, sort of like romantic, I don't know, these things he had sort of suggested in our relationship.
Like dirty stories?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I just want to make
based
sure.
on like fantasy, which I'm sort of like shocked, but also like, should I like suggest that I don't know, like, is this something I should
bring up?
I don't know.
Clearly he's like
bring up,
fantasizing
so
about
we can-
something, and you don't want fantasy to become reality without you involved.
Let me ask you this. Did he, like, in his stories, did he use any other friends' names or people?
Yeah, was there any, like, cause for concern?
Or was that not part of the problem?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I trust him.
Yeah.
These are things he hasn't kept, like, these fantasies from me. But I was just surprised that he had created stories out of them.
Right.
So I guess I should take it a little more seriously. I don't know. Should I be concerned?
I'd be concerned.
Would you?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be. Chantel would be concerned. She's found inappropriate stuff on laptops before.
Right.
I guess I land on if you're something you're comfortable trying out. I don't know what he's into, but if so, maybe it's time to maybe dip your toe in the Chantel.
I guess if you're equally into it, then sure. But
obviously, he's into something.
I mean. Yeah. Well, listen, we've been married for 20 years.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta reignite the flame. I get
it. Maybe.
Wow.
Maybe.
Okay. Jenna, I don't know. This is very. I understand that. I mean, yes, you did call into us, but before I open this up, I just want to make sure. Are you okay if we take calls and just see if like?
Yeah, what would you do?
Are you all right with that?
I would love to hear some advice.
Okay. So Jenna saw some sexy stories that AI has written the husband regarding some kind of fantasy that he's been having.
Right.
And we're just asking, like, should she be concerned? Should she just maybe suggest trying it out in real life since he's obviously into this? Chantel's saying no.
I don't know. I think
she's
no.
not about it, and I say yes. So let's call or text us. Let's help Jenna out this morning. Jenna found something very interesting on her husband's computer. It's all about Chat GPT. And he's having the AI write sexy stories involving some fantasies that he has. It doesn't sound like he's having an affair.
Well, he's definitely having an emotional affair with a computer.
With a computer. Yeah.
How do you?
I don't know. So we're like...
People marry inanimate objects, John.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I know.
You can really develop feelings for things. They don't have to be humans.
This is an interesting text. I personally feel that if she gives into this fantasy side of him, she's just making herself an object of his lust.
Right.
This is borderline porn that's manifested in these AI programs. If she's wanting to give into his fantasy, I just feel like she would be doing herself a disservice by becoming that object instead of accepting her who she is.
I agree.
Gosh, that's a great point of view.
Wow.
I didn't think that, but that's so true.
Mm-hmm.
This text says, no way. She obviously isn't into whatever sick thing he wants to do. Bad advice, John. I said, well, why not try out, like if it's something she's comfortable with, try out the fantasy. I'm getting told out I'm very wrong on these text messages.
No, if she's equally interested in it, then
she's not,
that's
though.
your guys' thing. If she's not, then no.
Because she did.
Never in life, ever, in any situation, do something you're not comfortable doing.
And she said this has been brought up before.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with that text saying that, I guess because it's AI, we write it off as something different. But really, he's looking at porn. Mm-hmm. That's what this comes down to.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a new kind of...
It's a new genre.
Right. That we're not really used to yet. So it sounds like more tech-like or whatever, but that's what it is. There's no difference between him reading these that Chat GPT's writing and him watching a video or online. That's the same thing.
Or reading a book.
Right. It's all the same.
Yeah. I just don't mess with it.
Yeah,
don't mess with it.
This text says this is going to end bad. He obviously has a problem.
I agree.
This text says people can't have fantasies. I don't understand that. I think people can have fantasies.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Gosh, there's not one person who agreed with my advice. All right. Yeah. It's time for the pickup line of 9. I'm going to share with you a pickup line I gave to my son yesterday.
Oh, gosh.
We're at the pool.
Okay.
At the community pool. And there's this, like, teenage, maybe college, young woman in the jacuzzi by herself.
Your pool has a jacuzzi?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm like, Liam, you go slide into that jacuzzi over there.
He's like 10.
Yeah, he's 11.
He's 11.
He's like, Dad. And I'm like, let me tell you what you do. You slide on in. You look her right in the eye. And you say, hey, I may be 11, but you look like a 10. Hi, I'm Liam.
If you had a secret you needed to tell someone, who would you confide in? Other than your dog?
Jen.
Right? Your partner.
Yeah.
Well, I had a secret I needed to tell someone. I'd first tell my partner.
Mm-hmm.
And then my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then any random stranger I could find. And then my parents.
Then the radio show.
And then the radio show.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the pecking order.
Right.
And it's not that that's an order. It's just in any particular order. Whoever I see first, that's who I would tell.
Whoever you run into, they're going to hear the secret.
Right. But in a new poll, 32% of people say their spouse or partner knows the largest number of their secrets. 18% say a friend knows most of their secrets. And 11% of people claim they don't have secrets.
Well, they're lying.
Yeah, well, I don't have secrets, actually, because I tell everybody everything. When broken down by gender, though, men are more likely to confide in a partner or a parent, while women are more likely to share their secrets with a friend or a sibling.
Yeah, I know that with like Jen and her sisters. They all share secrets amongst themselves. Like they're pretty tight like that.
Yeah, if I have like a real secret, I can keep it like a secret that's not mine. I'll keep it. Like if somebody tells me, like in confidence. But when it's like my situation, I'll tell anybody anything. What do you want to know?
Men are weird, even when they talk to each other. Like,
yeah, you guys are all like a need to know.
Yeah, like I'll talk to a buddy. And they'll be like, how are things? Great. How are things? Good. How are things? Amazing. How are things? I'm getting a divorce. Like, there's no, like, hey, I want to confide in you and tell me. And these are like close friends. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about someone you
right.
Like, I don't know. We're kind of struggling, or we're arguing about this, or I think
and
maybe
then it's
she's
like,
cheating.
Oh man, I'm sorry. That's really rough.
Right. Where there's
and
none
you
of
leave
that.
It there.
It's just like it's good. It's good. It's good. It's over. And it's like, wait a minute. What? I thought
right. And then with girls, it's like,
right.
We'll tell everything. But I do think that that's like gender wise. Like there was something I saw on Instagram the other day where it was like men feel the need to always put on like a front of everything's okay, even when it's not okay. And it's not because they're trying to look perfect, but it's because they don't want to burden other people with their problems. Yeah. Where girls were taught to like share our feelings, get our feelings out so we can process and move on.
And I wonder if the next generation of
I think
men,
guys are going to be a little bit better at the sharing, getting it off their chest, and processing and moving on. Because right now, guys, like, it's not even that they, like, hold on to stuff. It's just that they, like, keep it to themselves. They get over it by themselves. And then, you know.
Yeah, I don't even think about sometimes sharing things. It takes forever. Like, when we do, like, men's group and stuff, for me to be like, oh, wait, I do have something going on in my life.
Right.
Like, it doesn't even sit in the forefront of my brain.
No, I immediately, all day long, I stockpile things that I'm going to share with John the next morning.
Yes, exactly. Oh. Gotta leave you with a fun fact. That's why we do things that make you go, You know, one of the main reasons Thomas Jefferson sent Lewis and Clark to explore the West was that he wanted to see if there were any mastodons. You know what mastodons are?
No.
They're, what's the big elephant with the tusks that went extinct? Those are mastodons.
The
woolly mammoth.
Mammoth, yeah.
Yeah, woolly mammoth is like a mastodon. Apparently, he was obsessed with collecting their bones, and people back then didn't realize that they were extinct. They just thought that they weren't in that area anymore, like they had moved on. But there weren't any mastodons. They'd been extinct for about 10,000 years. But Thomas Jefferson, they didn't know.
That's crazy.
So he's like, hey, go out there. Go to the West. Maybe you'll find those big old elephants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? All right. That does it for us. Chantel, have a good Monday.
You too.